All right, good evening, good morning, wherever you are joining us for session 4 of Scum and Villany. I'll never forget the stars in your eyes. My name is Ry Berg. I use he, him pronouns. I'm the game master for this game. We will be joining our same group of heroes again, moving forward with one addition. We have Maria, who will be playing Throat, and we will not have Richard with us today. So I'm going to just go over our lines and fails real quick. I'm getting a little feedback from someone. Terry, could you mute yourself, maybe? I'm not sure if it's...
Well, that's what I said. I can't see right now.
Okay. Maybe it's on...
So, yeah.
All right. Let me
see if I can mute myself. Yeah, it's weird because I'm not even seeing...
Yeah. All right, I'll go over lines and veils and real quick. And we also did a little design palette, Maria, so I'll catch you up on that. If you're in roll 20, our lines and veils are currently up. You should be able to see them. I just click show to players. If there's anything you would like to add to this list, let us know. But lines are violence against children, sexual violence, torture, racism, and homophobia, and veils are graphic depictions of sex and ultra violence. So if there's anything you would like to add to that, or if you're good, let me know. Good. Okay, great. Then we did a little bit of a design palette when we started. I don't know if you can see that now. Things we wanted to have, it was a secretive faction coming at the players, some eccentric robots, which I think Cardigan has managed to do on his own, on their own, sorry. Some soul-crushing corporations comes with the setting. We're not trying to kind of have big Star Wars battles, but really stay focused on the characters. Looking for some big aliens, which I think we got to a little bit last time. Huge structures and enigmatic things. And things we don't want is the way we're keeping it pretty secretive, not like a commonplace thing, much less below the radar than, say, the Force in Star Wars or something like that. And we're not trying to get too into the details on physics, so just trying to have fun. We also did some cats, and I would say the tone so far has been humorous and lighthearted for the most part, not too dark. So, all right. To bring everyone back up to speed where we were, on our last adventure, the crew had taken a job from Arlux, who was working for the Ashen Knives, to deliver a device. So they traveled several gates away to Mem. Each time they passed through a gate, some big cosmic force took notice of them and sent kind of beings of light, creatures of light, or antimatter after them. They managed to escape these, but they drew quite a bit of attention to themselves, including a capital ship of the hegemony. They also managed to make accrue some debts in a junkyard by smashing some of the beasts into the wreckage there. But they made it to Mem. They delivered...
Well, we accrued some debts.
Accrued some debts, yes. That may or may not come to bear sometime. They made it to Mem and delivered the device to Dr. Gorland, who is working for the... and I'm also going to apologize. I was hanging concrete board all day in my bathroom, so I'm kind of stupid tired right now. So if I can't remember something right off the top of my head, there we go. Let me know. So for the Sun Eaters is who they delivered that to. Dr. Gorland asked them to just do a small little job and get one of their foremost scientists out of captivity with the hegemony on a floating space dock. They did that, and as they were just getting ready to, they'd collected their payment for the second part of the job, and they were just getting ready to head back to Arlux and the Ashen Knives and take off. Their ship had been somewhat repaired. At least there's no hole in the hull anymore. Um, they were just getting ready to take off, and the capital ship, flying the flag of Arin, the Duke of Courtnight, came blazing through the atmosphere and launched a bunch of fighters, all streaming in the direction of the giant crystal towers where the ship was currently parked. So I think you all jumped inside and took off. So instead of kind of going through a long kind of space fight here to get you guys back, I'd like to kind of simplify that, especially since we don't have the pilot Richard, who is playing Candyman. So I'd like to kind of simplify that down a little bit into just a couple of fortune rolls, and get us back and kind of wrap this job up, do a little bit of downtime, and jump into our next job. But first, I have some questions for Maria just to figure out why she's on board your ship all of a sudden, and why Throat is on board the ship, and why what he's doing there. So, Throat, why did you sneak onto the ship? Were you a saboteur? Are you trying to escape the Sun Eaters cult? What are you doing on board their ship as they take off here? Were you just a maintenance person that got left behind?
No, I feel like I was, yeah, too bad the pilot's not here, but I feel like, wait, hold on. Oop, 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 oop. I feel, is the speaker here?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. I feel like one of your contacts is also one of my contacts, if that makes sense. And I kind of want to find them. And I found some information that you were on this ship, so I stowed away on this ship to talk to you. Yeah.
Okay, then do you know who that contact is right now, or do you want to find that out more in play? Do you have any idea who that might be?
Did you have someone in mind?
Oh, wait. It might also be the Maria of the, because it's kind of funny that I'm named Maria and there's like a Maria NPC, right? Maria 40 is the Mystic Empress for
Okay.
right? So I don't know if it's also, maybe it could be like one of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't we say that you, because I think they were kind of dropping down unexpectedly on Mem, but I think that you maybe know Maria somehow. She previously was kind of under the study of the hegemony for her way powers. And so maybe you knew her kind of before she was picked up by the hegemony, and you noticed that she was on board. And so, you snuck on board to catch up with her. Maybe you guys are old acquaintances. So we'll see where that goes. All right. Yeah. Great. So, Ro, you're up in the cockpit with Candyman, and Candyman is just all evasive maneuvers, full throttle ahead, just trying to get out of there before these incoming hegemony ships start firing on you guys, and just blasting off. So he's very, very focused. But you have a second to look out of the window, and you see a beam of light firing out of a gigantic hole in the ocean. That's kind of a gravity well has opened up, and all the water's kind of pouring down these waterfalls on the side. But this beam of light is now shooting out of the center of this and directly into up into space towards where the gate is that's closed there. And you see it start to activate that. So what does it look like when a stargate that's been closed for thousands of years starts to open?
Um, I imagine, because this is essentially just causing two points in space that are very far apart to actually be closer together. So I imagine as that's activating, space all around it gets a little twisted while everything falls into its new position.
So like the light of the stars around it actually starts to kind of warp and stuff.
Yeah,
Cool.
I think there's a rippling of a twist in space.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Headliner, I think you are in the galley, which is still in rough shape, but at least it's been kind of repaired. I got to take that damage off the hull actually because they fixed that for you. And you look up and you see I think you feel the way kind of warping and twisting as this device activates and starts pulling power, and you can actually feel that it's actually sucking energy straight out of the sun and using that to power the opening of this gate. But what actually catches your attention even more than that is something starts coming through the gate. What is it?
It's let's see here. It's a creature, and not unsimilar, like quite a bit like those light creatures that we encountered before, but in this case, it's more of a shadow. So it absorbs rather than emits.
Excellent.
You hear me okay?
Yeah. Perfect. Is there any form or shape to it, or is it just kind of like a globular space anemone?
I think as it's coming through, you can't make out the shape, and it won't be till it's actually completely through that it'll actually start to reform, not unlike the actual base.
Okay, cool. So you
I think
can't
once
quite
it
see it yet.
starts to form, it's
Awesome. All right. Cardigan, just a big question here. Do you think the state gate is going to stay open and become stable? And if so, do you think the sun will eventually die here, or what do you want to see happen in this sector of space if you ever come back?
Oh yes. It may be opportune to close that gate at some point, as it will probably extinguish the sun. So if we can find anyone to pay us to do that, that may be opportune.
Okay, excellent. All right. So, Headliner, you also feel a tug on your device, and I think we talked about last time that it looks kind of like a square. It's like a cube. Was it blue? I can't remember what it looks like exactly.
not sure we actually really talked about its complete shape, but it would be almost like I can't remember what they're called, the things that sailors used to use to actually guide themselves by the stars.
Oh, like a astrolabe, I think. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Something like that.
So why don't you go ahead and give me a fortune roll with your attune? You feel this thing start tugging on you, and you immediately become aware of a way out of here. You guys can see, and you're getting messages coming in that the gate is closed, and that you've got this big beast coming in through the new gate. So if you need a way out of the system, this is going to be it. So I just want to see what happens with this fortune roll real quick.
No, it's a 5.
I just... All right. I think I just managed to quit my Roll20 tab. Genius. A 5. All right. So tell me what it looks like, or what it feels like when you discover this kind of smuggler's route, hidden way corridor to travel down. What does that feel like?
It's basically the light starts to fade from around us. We can't completely see the stars because we are traveling through like what you would travel through in a gate in some ways, but it's more of like a path that will take a lot longer. It's not as fast as going through a gate. It's probably like 10 times longer.
Okay. Great. So you get that, and I think with a 5 you'll have no trouble getting through it. I think the one thing is that I think there'll be a slight complication in that the device, you can see, has a small flaw in it, and as it kind of lights up, you can see that crack in it grow just a little bit. So I'm going to create a clock on your sheet. It's going to be an 8-step clock. And you will, if it ever gets up to 8, the device will fail. And I think if you want to take downtime and stuff to like learn how to fix it, and you can do that. I don't know if I spelled astrolabe right, but I'm just going to put 1 click on it for now. All right. So great. So you guys blast into this thing. And Ro, you're up in the front, and Candyman is kind of, he gets the coordinates from Headliner, jumps in here, but it's a wild ride. He's never kind of flown through one of these. It's not the kind of smooth thing going through a gate. So can you give me a fortune roll to see how you do flying the ship after Candyman blacks out from the G-forces? And this, I think, would be... Ro, this would be...
Just a helm roll, right?
Yeah, I think you could helm, or you could try to doctor it if you want to use your doctor. And take a stress or push yourself.
Not a bad idea.
I guess it's a fortune roll, so...
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I guess if things start to seem really dangerous, I will definitely do that. But
Okay.
I guess you're saying at this point.
Yeah.
Well, maybe in a second after that I fail this. Okay. Sure, we'll see. Okay, so there you go. Should I just go ahead and roll again, pushing myself?
No, that's great. This is great. Tell me how this goes so badly, and what do you damage on the ship before you manage to get out of this.
Wait, I'm damaging the ship. I thought it was a fortune roll.
Well, it'll be cosmetic damage, I guess. Here,
Oh, okay.
we
All
can
right.
do that.
I'm trying to remember. I don't remember what our description of like what the ship looked like. Let's see.
You know, I think this is you can tell me what goes horribly wrong as you're flying through here, but how you get out. But I think also maybe there's a little bit of heat that gets added as you get out of there. Would be something for that. But yeah, Ro, what does this look like as you careen through this thing, trying to pilot the ship that you're not really sure how to pilot?
I think what really happens is I don't know how to smoothly maneuver or speed up, slow down. So like anytime something comes up on the sensors, I just like slam on the brakes. Everyone goes toppling over, and then I like maneuver around, whatever, and then gradually get back up to speed, and then some other anomaly shows up on the scopes, and we just go through that all again.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, we're just the whole ship has been kind of rattled by my poor piloting.
So instead of this, okay, so that's great. I think then instead of this taking maybe like 8 hours or something, as it would have through the other worm jumps or something, this takes you like 2 days of just gut wrenching, stopping, starting. Everyone's never sure if this is going to be it, if you're going to smash into something. And I think you're just exhausted by the time you come out of the other end. Great. Throat, you're walking down the hall, and you see Maria step out. She's looking quite pale as the ship jerks itself around. And she looks up and she's like, "Oh, Throat, what are you doing on our ship?"
I feel like what does Maria look like other than she's pale?
Let's see. Headliner, do you remember? I gotta scroll back up to my notes here. Here we go.
Yeah.
Jumpsuit, long brown hair, and green eyes.
I see. Okay. I feel like
I don't think she'd probably be in the jumpsuit anymore because we've had enough time probably for her to change her clothes. But.
Yeah. So she asked me, "Oh, what are you doing here?" I tilt my head and I asked, "Shouldn't you have seen this coming?"
You're right. If I was on my A game, I probably would have sensed you being here or felt that we were going to reconnect, but we've had a device on board for the last day or so, and it's been extremely draining. I feel like I'm just exhausted. But
I feel like
yeah, sorry.
I grab her hand and I ask her, like with steel steady eyes, "Are you okay?"
I think so. Headliner, I think you come around the corner back towards your bunk at this point, and you see this large, rather, I think, brawny fellow holding Maria's hands. What do you say or do?
I look scary, voice soft.
Hey, friend of yours, Maria?
An old friend. Yeah, I haven't seen Throat in a long time. Before I was incarcerated, actually.
Okay, do you invite him on our ship?
I'm not sure how he found me. I just came out of my room and he was here.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a question for Headliner. Why'd you save Maria again?
Basically, on her way to being transported to the prison, I was sitting in a cafe, and it happened to be my power. We were able to reach out to each other and gain a connection as she was on her way through. And since then, we were communicating back and forth. And I've fallen in love with her, but I don't know if she mutually feels the same way back.
Why is that not in the notes? Okay. So you're not clingy or whatever. That I'm like literally in front of her right now.
Well, yeah, I'm just like, I'm kind of taken aback by it, but I also don't know if she feels the same way, right? And I haven't pushed it. So
Okay, as a player, do you want me to help you do that or not?
Doesn't matter. Just
okay.
I like to let things fall where they may.
Okay, got it.
Cool. Yeah. Throat, how did you find me here on the ship? What were you doing on Mem?
Well, that prison. Oh, wait. Hold up. Evan Fort.
The prison was back in Breck, so we traveled quite a way from there.
Yeah. Someone contacted me about information inside the prison. They said that you spent a long time there and that you know secrets. You've seen secrets. You felt them. You couldn't help yourself.
Well, yes, that's not wrong. The hegemony made me go into a lot of people's minds and dive quietly deeply. It was most unpleasant a lot of the time. They forced me to do a lot of things I regret, but I had no choice. And then when I started to resist, they decided to put me in prison and put a sentence on me. So, but anyway, let's go sit down in the galley and have a cup of tea. And I think we'll leave you guys to catch up unless there's anything else you guys want to add to that.
I'm good.
Headliner. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I feel like we sequenced to like awkward but also uncomfortable conversation about like it's almost like I'm quietly interrogating her of like, did you see this image? How about this? Did you see this person? How about this? And then but also like respecting like what she doesn't want to remember either. But I feel like she also feels better that she can confess to someone about the horror she's seen.
Okay. And Headliner, do you go with? Do you like sit in on this? Or?
I'll be in the galley. I'll offer Throat a tea or coffee, whichever they'd like. I'll make a coffee for Maria, but I'll just be kind of off to the side making that stuff while they have their conversation. I'll deliver it, and then I'll go sit in a spot while they catch up, and have my own coffee.
Yeah, and I feel like I keep like a grateful eye on you too, because I could tell that you make her comfortable.
Okay, great. All right. Well, all right. It looks like Stephen had to bow out. I'm catching up to the chat a little bit late. I had planned some stuff to go in that direction, so let me think real quick. Yeah, why don't we go back and we'll do a little bit of downtime, take a quick break, and then we'll go in a new direction with a new job. I'm going to have to kind of retool a couple ideas that I had, but no worries. I think you guys make it back. Eventually, you come out of the other side of the wormhole, and you make it back to Indri. Cardigan contacts the Ashen Knives and Arlux, and they send someone to the ship to undo Manda's chains or her shackles, and gets Manda free. And you are paid an additional 4 cred for that. But why don't we just run through downtime real quick and throw Maria, if there's any activities you want to do during downtime, we can do that too. You won't have any stress to clear, but that's no problem. So, I had my thing marked here. There we go. There we go. All right. So your payoff and upkeep, you got 4 from the Ashen Knives. The rest was for getting Manda freed. So I'll add that to the ship. Well, actually, I think the ship is going to be full of cred at this point. So why doesn't each person take one that was here before for that first part of the job and just put it on your sheet? I'll add one for Candyman and Cardigan here.
We add where? Sorry.
Just 1 cred. It's like kind of halfway down. Yeah, and then so that's all the cred there. Upkeep. Let's see, system quality. I think it's still 1, right?
Yeah, we haven't upped anything.
Okay,
We just did
so
a special.
I'll take 1 off.
I think you can up 2 systems without upping it. And the third one.
Okay. So should be good there. I'll take 1 cred off for that. Heat, right? Okay. Factions, character sheet. So, completely quiet. Definitely not. I think that was kind of in the loud and chaotic and high exposure range. Myself with the beasts and the junkyard smashing and the capital ship and all that. So that's going to be 4 heat, and I think I'll put. Tell me if you guys feel like this is fair, but I think I'll put 2 in Rin and 2 more in Holt, since you had some mess in both places.
Yep.
All right. Wanted levels. You're good. So you're currently wanted level 0 in Iota. So will someone roll me? I think it's 1 die. Yeah. Headliner, will you roll me 1 die? Three. New friends, in quotes. Great. So I'll bring that back in for your new job here. That's easy. All right, so downtime activities. The way we did these last time, Maria, is everyone just did one with a role, and then the other one we did like a scene for. So since you get two. So Headliner, why don't we start with you for downtime?
Okay. I'm definitely indulging my vice, which is, of course, the weird.
Okay. What are you doing to indulge your vice with the weird?
I think I'm going to have to be doing some stuff with my books and my focus, like my artifact, to try and figure out what's going on with it.
Okay.
And
Is Maria helping you at all with this, or again, or?
I don't think so in this. This is something because I don't know how far it'll take and that sort of thing. I think I'd be wanting to take this first one alone just to see what ends up happening.
Okay, great. So I think you get one die there. You could roll either your insight or your prowess, I guess.
Actually, you just press the indulge vice button.
Oh, hey, look at that. 1 to 5. I wonder why I gave you 2 dice. I thought it was supposed to be 1.
Mm.
Do you have a...
Oh, I. It's probably my fault. I think I added one.
Okay, yeah, it should just be 1.
Yep.
Why don't you try it again?
I wasn't quite sure how it worked. So.
Hey, can't be bad about that. A 6.
Nope.
All right, so clear 6 stress. All right, Ro, what's your first downtime activity you'd like to?
Oh, well, some of the pharmaceuticals aboard the ship got damaged, so I better go get a hold of my friend Jakev. And before we restock the ship's med bay, we really better test out some of these drugs and make sure they're up to snuff.
Oh boy,
we don't want to get into a bad situation and not have the.
Gotta make sure they work.
Yeah.
Are you gonna try any of these out on Headliner too? You still got a hole in the. So.
Yeah,
What
I
are
mean.
What's your road testing?
Ro is testing drugs on herself
Oh.
with her drug dealer friend.
Yes. All right.
That's Rose.
That is her vice. Yeah.
Okay. Pretty good. All right, Throat, do you have an idea for your first downtime activity?
For the downtime, I need to engage with a vice, right? Or not necessarily?
You don't have to if you don't want to relieve stress and you don't have a trauma. So.
Yeah, I feel like since I don't have either yet, I feel like I snoop around and assess. Like you're not supposed to go to that part of the ship, but I end up like just quietly trying to explore it anyway.
Okay. Is this are you trying to acquire an asset or train or something, or what's?
I feel like I'm trying to gather information.
Gather information. Okay. You can definitely just do that. Or I guess what you could do is lay low. Maybe I guess we could roll this into.
Mhm.
Let's see. Let's see. You don't have any. Yeah, maybe we'll just do this in a lay low. In that there's probably some folks out looking for you in the ship, and maybe in addition to kind of exploring the ship, you contact someone and get them to kind of pull them off your trail a little bit or something like that.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think. There's not really a downtime activity for just kind of hanging out, except for the indulge vice, but that's like really to reduce stress. So you could start a project. You could try to build something and craft something. You could train. What is our what? Or maybe yeah. Let's see. What's a train? Do you guys remember what our train is in? Prowess.
I think it's in prowess.
And prowess. Yeah, maybe while
Yeah.
you're sneaking around, you train a little bit in prowess, and then you can add 1 XP there.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, cool.
It's 2.
Is it 2?
Yeah, because of the ship having the prowess.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. So headliner, what would you like to do for your second action?
Although he's not here, I would have liked to have done something with Candyman, but to build our friendship. So I'm going to train instead with Maria.
Okay. Cool. With Maria Forte, right? With
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Not with Throat. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
For being confusing on you.
Be confusing.
Hard.
Cool. So what does that look like? Let's dive into this a little bit more.
We'll be sitting there. I think it'd be her and Throat maybe while they're sitting there and talking, still catching up a bit. I start to reach out to her
Using the way.
And I'll be actually trying to peer through her eyes, trying to get a sense of what she's feeling and that sort of thing. Well, just to attune my, it's more to refine my skill, but at the same time, let her know I'm there for her.
Okay. Yeah, I think at first she's like a little bit startled because it's been a while since you guys have communicated like this, because you've been face to face and you haven't had to like use the way to talk across the stars. And then I think she's kind of sees what you're doing, and you guys have been kind of talking about, she'd been coaching you on how to use this technique and stuff. So she just kind of relaxes into it. And yeah, so Throat, what are you talking to Maria about? Well, you see her eyes kind of glaze over for a second.
Wait, hold on. I'm still. I feel like she talks about like this odd glow of light that kept appearing, like in a weird Morse code pattern, but she keeps getting migraines about when she tries to remember what it's code for. And I feel like we have on like a half written note something that's like maybe like it's almost like a hangman thing. It's like okay, we've got like 4 words, but it's not fully there, and it's something that maybe is haunts row or headliner.
Okay.
Okay. With that in mind, I'll actually start giving her guesses through it as well.
Cool.
Yeah, sure.
So she's yeah. Okay. So you're like trying to help her remember it from the other side too. Okay. Awesome. All right. Ro, what would you like to do for your other downtime?
I think I will train prowess. Let's try to get a Totten helm if I'm somehow been nominated as backup pilot.
Okay.
I'm probably at the actual controls of the ship, and then it's just displaying like simulated situations. And
Yeah. You guys parked, and like Candyman kind of like regained consciousness and was just like looked at everybody and just like stormed off the ship. And Mav was like, "Where the hell are you going?" So you're sitting there at the controls, and Mav sits down behind you, and she's like, "So, is he still always like that?" I mean, he used to get upset over stupid stuff. He always acts like an idiot, and then he acts like he can't stand around and have people watch him be an idiot because then he gets embarrassed and runs off. It's always getting him over his head. He's the same stupid guy, huh?
yeah, I mean, he's a damn good pilot though. So
Yeah, I'm amazed he can fly this thing. It's a lot of buttons here. What does this one do? She presses it.
I think Ro is like thumbing through the manual to try and find out what that does.
I think like you guys start like hearing a hissing somewhere underneath the ship.
Maybe push it again.
She flicks it off. The hissing stops. Yeah.
So there we go. It makes a hissing noise.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
noise, but
guess if you ever need to scare some snakes or something, you can hiss back at them. Well, look, I didn't mean to come with you guys on that last flight. I was just coming back to thank Candyman. I got some work I got to get to, a couple of jobs, but when he comes back, give him this. It's a communicator. He can get in touch with me if he needs me. And make sure he doesn't get himself killed, huh? I mean, I hate him, but I don't want him dead.
I mean, I'll tell him to keep himself in as few pieces as possible, and I'll put him back together as best I can.
All right. I appreciate that, Doc. Hey, yeah, thanks. And she gets up and walks out. All right, Throat.
Yeah.
Would you like to acquire an asset, craft, indulge a vice, lay low, etc., etc.?
I feel like I would like to train again, but with Roadstein.
Okay.
And I feel like we're training Helm. We're like trying to figure out all of these buttons because the pilot's not here. We're like,
Well, did you train already?
But yeah, I think you can only train once per downtime.
Well, you can train multiple times, but it has to be a different. You have 4 different XP tracks, so you can train 4 different times, but it has to be something.
Yeah, I feel
but
like
you already did prowess, right?
Yeah, I could do scrap from the previous one and then do Helm with you now.
Yeah, and so you and you don't mark the dots in it. Do you see to the right of where it says prowess?
Okay.
There's an XP track, so that's where you would click that. So you would click 2 there. You could do 2 there now, but if you want to train again, you would have to train in Insight or Resolve. So up at the top or in the bottom.
Or playbook.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Playbook. The playbook XP track is down below yours.
Oh yeah. Thanks.
Yes, yes, thank you. Um, hmm, Maybe I ask Ro what about like the doctor stuff, like the drugs. Like, what do they do? I feel like I hand like the tea and I feel like you're also. I don't know. How are you administering the drugs to yourself?
Um, I mean, I think Ro lies to herself and says she totally knows what she's doing. And she's a doctor, and this is just medicine. This it might seem recreational, but so I think she probably is like monitoring her vital signs and like using medical equipment to like check the levels in her bloodstream and whatnot to you know she's probably mixing all kinds of different things to get the effects that she's after.
Yeah, and I feel like Throat spends a long ass time like just looking at all of your equipment, like reading all like the tiny words on them and stuff like that. And then eventually, like maybe you don't mind me because I'm just quiet, but eventually I ask, like, can I have some? And I you can give me some or it's fine.
Well, of course, we got to keep everyone's got to take their vitamins. We got to keep the crew healthy.
Cool, cool.
You gonna be sticking around?
Mm, and then I feel like I wordlessly nod, and then I sit like an arm's length away from you and doze off.
All right, cool. Well, let's take a 10-minute break. I think those are all of our downtime actions. Unless, Headliner, did you want to buy another one?
Yeah, I
Okay.
will. I think I'll walk into the med bay and I'll say, "Ro, here, use this. Get what you need, and I'll pay Ro the cred to go get what they need to actually patch me up properly. And I'll lie on a bed and wait."
Yeah, this is all very easily treated. No major harm.
Ro, will you roll us your doctor?
It's all just level 1, so like, you don't even need to fill the clock. You just remove the level
Oh yeah.
when you take the recover action.
Okay. Cool.
All done.
Okay. Yeah. So let's take a quick break. 10 minutes. Back 10 at the after hour, and we will jump into the next activity. Okay. So, Candyman has still not come back. It's been a couple of days. You guys are kind of scratching your heels. Headliner, you're feeling better. Your wound is closed up. Um, Ro, you and or Ro, you've kind of come down off of, or come back up. I'm not sure which direction you went. I think you went sideways and then came back to
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah.
center.
You take one to, calm yourself down, and then the other one so that you don't actually fall asleep.
Yes.
And then the third one so that you're sharp enough to make sure you don't take too much or too little of the first one.
So you're either have come down off of everything, or you've just like you've hit the medication spot in the middle. You're just floating. And all of a sudden there's a ping from the front door. I don't know if you have a doorbell or whatever, but on the ship. But there's someone at the docking bay that would like to get your attention. Also, Cardigan and Manda have disappeared somewhere looking for a scientist that Manda wants to talk to. So they're not here to answer as they usually would be.
Great. I will probably, I don't think I will go talk to them by myself. I will probably let everyone else know so that we can present a united front.
Okay. Are you guys taking Maria Forte and Raven too, or or just the three of you?
Probably not taking Raven, but whoever wants to come.
Okay, great. Yeah. So, tell me what the entrance to your ship looks like. Is this like a airlock seal to the side? Is this like a ramp that comes down? What does it look like, Ro?
I like a good ramp. I think ramps look cooler.
Okay. Awesome. So you stroll down, and waiting at the bottom of the ramp is a very short person, probably 4 feet tall, maybe. Normally proportioned, kind of otherwise, except for like very, very built in the shoulders. And she has kind of a tracksuit on. Oh, we lost Terry here. She has a tracksuit on, and they're not military pins, but there's like 7 pins in a row, and you can see they're kind of shaped like little starships. 2 of them are gold, and a couple of them are bronze, and a couple silvers there, all pinned there. She says, "How y'all doing?"
I'm doing excellent. How can I help you?
Well, I was told that you all, take a job and don't ask too many questions, which is kind of what I need right now. Is that true?
I mean, I think we're a little more discriminating than that, but I don't know that we'll take just any job. But
I didn't mean to be insulting. That was meant to be a compliment. Arlux dropped your name to me. Said you just did quite a run for her. You might have heard of me. I'm Inefra. I fly with the Echo Wave Riders now and then. She kind of points at all the symbols on her shirt, which are you guys probably know where the racers wear those for each race they've won. So she says, I got beat last time, real bad, and that didn't feel good. So I don't want it to happen again. And I have figured out a way to not let that happen. It's a little risky, a little dangerous. Takes a couple of components that aren't completely, on the up and up with the Starship Guild, and that's kind of where I was hoping, big strong lad like this, and she points at throat, and maybe the other two of you might be able to help me out.
That's an interesting proposal. I mean, we're not mechanics. We don't.
Oh, no.
Not sure I understand what it is you need us to do exactly.
Well, I need a specific energy condenser, and there's some folks around here that have one, but they're not really willing to sell it, even though I've offered quite a nice price, and they kind of rudely dismissed me for asking. So I was hoping that maybe the three of you could get it for me.
And then I mumble, "How'd you make them angry?"
I think I just asked too many times, and also they don't like me because they tried to race me one time, and I was a little rude about how bad I beat them. And I brought that up again. They're kind of sore losers.
Does Headliner have like a guess who these people are?
Sorry?
Do you have a guess of who these people are?
Well, I think who we're stealing from.
I don't think they've.
Yeah, we haven't really
told all the information yet. They kind of want to make sure you're interested in the job first.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Exactly.
So, there's folks here down in the warehouse district who have one of these just lying around. They're not even using it right now. And I got the codes to their warehouse. It's it's a big-ish device, about this big, weighs about 300 pounds. You might need a little, a hover dolly to help you get it out of there. But, if you get it out, I'll pay you 8 cred. I was going to pay them 10, but they didn't want it.
Who's they?
So if you offered them 10, you're only offering us 8?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I figured you guys need the money more than they do. They're just a little small syndicate, the Janus Syndicate, They deal in ship weaponry mostly, and this condenser is usually used to supercharge blasters and cannons on ships, but it could also be used to supercharge an engine, so I thought, Well, are you interested?
It sounds like an exciting opportunity. What do y'all say?
Who did you race? Who did you beat from the Gen Syndicate?
Carlux. He's really overrated. And his ship is, it's big. He's got a great paint job. Looks good in on his YouTube channel with all his little clips, but he didn't even make it through the first third of the race last time before he got clipped by that in the meteor storm. So, whatever.
Carlux wasn't using this component that you say would make you a better writer.
Yeah, no, because it's a special modification. It's going to require a few things. Like I said, this isn't usually used on ships for this. It's not exactly safe-ish, but it's going to work. It's totally going to work. Look, how about this? I'll give you 8 credits, and I will mention you guys whenever people need work of this nature. I will help you guys get lots of work because my people always need something. All right. 1 second. So are you guys going to go with it? I got one yes, but two silence is here. Throat, are you interested in the job? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So he or she gives you the location of a warehouse down in the distribution district. Ro, let's start with you. What is the mask that you bought for Indri look like? Because it's the air out there is super polluted. What does that mask look like that you're wearing?
I think you would. It looks medical. I mean, it looks like a part of a, her her recognizably, medic garb.
Okay, great. Throat. Are you wearing a mask, or are you gonna get the black lung?
No, I feel like I'm wearing a mask, and it continues the snake pattern on my tattoo. There's it continues with these plastic and steel edges. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Headliner. What does your mask look like?
I've got your typical industrial miners type mask on, so I've actually got like a rebreather.
Okay. Cool. All right. All right. So everybody go on your sheets real quick and check your load. 3 light, 5 normal, 6 heavy. And then let's figure out what our engagement roll is going to look like. And you get 1 extra gambit this time because Throat is with you. Two gambits. All right. So how do you guys think you're going to get this energy compressor in terms of an engagement roll? Is this an assault, deception, infiltration, mystic, social, or transport operation? What do you guys think this looks like?
I'm gonna say either infiltration or deception.
Okay. So for infiltration, we would need the point of infiltration, and deception, we would need the method of deception. So how do you want to get in here?
I'm vibing the deception only because we don't have the pilot with us, and we've got a mystic, and like most of my acts are in resolve. So I can imagine like strategizing and smooth talking. Like,
Okay.
So you want to try social instead then?
Wait, hold on.
Or deception?
No, I feel like deception's more fun.
Deception. Okay.
And you don't need to pick out which gear you're bringing with you until you use it. You just have to pick out what your load is.
Yeah. Just
Got
click the box at the top. Sorry.
That's just
But anything that's italicized, you have.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
And communicator's actually supposed to be italicized.
Okay. Got it.
All right.
They changed that in the upgraded sheets, but they haven't changed it on the Roll20 sheets.
Cool. So throat, you're taking 6 heavy, so you look like you're decked out and ready to go. You have probably like armor on and all sorts of stuff. Terry, you're going with 5 normal, and Ro, you're going with 5. Okay. So what is the method of deception here that you guys think how are you gonna get into this warehouse? What are you gonna tell them?
I want to be in my fancy coat, and I want to pretend that I have bet on the races before, and that I am interested in being an investor in the next one. I want to mod their ships, have information about how to mod engines.
Okay, fantastic. All right. So why don't you give us our engagement roll then? If you go down on your sheet, I think there's a button for that, right? Is there a button for engagement?
No, it's just a fortune roll.
Fortune roll. Okay. Bottom right is a roll fortune. Particularly bold and daring, yes. So that's 2.
Yeah, so I put on my fine coat. I want to use that. like slick back my hair a bit.
Okay, so I'll give you 3 dice for your fortune roll here.
Sorry.
And sorry, Maria, I just assumed you'd played Scum and Villany before, but if you
No,
haven't,
I haven't.
I'm sorry. Yes, I should have told you how the game works then.
Okay, I'm just like listening and like, oh, okay.
So the way it works is on any of your skills up above, the little dots there, you get a die for those, and a 6 is a success, a 5 is a partial success, and 1 through 3 is not a success. So kind of PBTA, but it's a die pool instead of rolling 2 dice. So on a fortune roll, you just click on that button and then put in 3 dice.
Okay.
And we'll see what happens. And we call it the engagement roll. We don't spend a ton of time like you guys thinking through everything of how you're going to get down there and approaching them.
Yes.
This roll just is going to start you right in the action, and you're either going to start in a risky position, a desperate position, or a controlled position. So that's what you're rolling for right here.
No notes, right? Just
no notes. You can just hit. Oh my gosh, a critical. A critical engagement roll.
I always roll bad at the start, and then I roll better later on.
Okay. So on a critical, you've already overcome the first obstacle, and you're in a controlled position for what's next.
Oh, okay. Oh, it was okay. Sorry, I didn't see that.
That's
It was awesome.
So I think where we find you all is you've got your fancy coat on, throat. You guys have kind of have your masks hanging off, but you already talked your way past the guards on the outside of the warehouse, and you're sitting in kind of a cushy suite inside, like what are those ones they have at the airports? You know, like the where the fancy
This is
people go with all the mileage. Yeah,
the private lounge. It's like,
yeah, the private lounge.
The lounge.
Thank you.
and it smells nice because we just came out from like a polluted stuff, and then in here it's like some essential oils or something.
Yeah, and there's a bar on one side. There's a woman behind there serving drinks to some of the syndicate members. They've got another side of the room is all covered with big screens. They're actually watching their most recent race footage and trying to figure out like how they could have not crashed. They usually they only have a couple members that are into this racing thing, but it's more of like a fun thing for them to do when they're not doing their serious weapons dealing. And sitting across from you is a small man, not a small, not let me see. I think a thin man, kind of tallish, has some kind of not like Geordie's visor, but definitely some like technology glasses on that are like you can see like little things like scanning through as he's talking to you. He's kind of splitting his attention between what his glasses are telling him and what you're talking about. And his name is Wendell. And he's saying, I just don't know. I just don't know what the thrusters should have had plenty of oomph to get us around that, and they just failed. So I'm very, very interested, Mr. Throat, on this technology you're talking about. We really, really could use it if in our next race. I gotta say the Barrock's not gonna be happy if I get him crashed up in another ship, and it's only a couple weeks away. We really need a breakthrough here.
I feel like Throat is let's let the question sit in the room and is like absorbing like Wendell's anxiety and just speaks like very lowly. You are a combustion company. How are your engineers hiding your thruster failures?
Well, we don't really build stuff, you know. Usually we steal it or we modify it a little bit, you know. We'll take something from the
Yeah,
star.
so don't you modify some necks of mechanics and ask them about your thrusters?
Well, yes. Well, I just the the guard said you had some very promising some promising information on what we might be able to do. They seems like you really know your stuff. Maybe if I take you down there, you can take a look at what we're working with and give us some more pointers. And so he gets you up and leads you out of the lounge into the warehouse behind. And the first section you get led through is just like a bunch of crates and boxes and stuff, and they're all like labeled like lima beans and rice, and it's like clearly just like a front for when they need to like pay off the inspectors or whatever. And they don't even hide this back section that well. There's like a kind of a panel that slides out of the way, and you guys go into a bigger section behind. And they've got, I mean, like, there's gigantic ship-sized cannons parked in here. And then over in like one smaller corner, they've got this like little two-person racer set up there. So, Ro, what do you do as you're walking through here?
Is this where the thing, the object we're actually supposed to get our hands on is being kept?
Yeah, according to sorry, where's in Ophrah, this is where it would be at. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, as long as Throat's keeping everyone's attention, I'm scanning around to try and see if I can spot the target.
Okay. And Headliner, what are you doing as Throat walks you through here?
I'm going to be taking a look at for things that will assist us to actually carry this thing out.
Okay, cool. Why don't so you guys are crossing the bay here. As you go, you see 3 or 4 different groups of kind of warehouse workers moving stuff around. Most of them are using kind of bigger machinery because these are big things, but you do see like some, I don't know what a futuristic hand cart looks like in dollies, but you see them around. That's probably no problem. Ro, why don't you give me a study? And this will be controlled. I think it'll be limited at this point, just because you're just kind of walking through here, and it's a big warehouse, and we don't know exactly what this looks like.
All right. Well, for controlled. Yeah. Let's just see how it goes. All right. Our look continues.
Okay. Well, this might be like the easiest mission ever.
Wow.
So you guys are walking over there, and you're just kind of like looking left and right, and it seems like there's some shelving units, and like a lot of the smaller stuff is kind of kept over one side of the warehouse, and then the really big stuff is over on the other side. And you're just kind of reading off on the cases because he kind of gave you a description of how big it would be. And you see, you're just kind of reading the names of the cases, and you see Mach 7 energy condenser, which is the name of the thing you need. And you kind of walk past it, but you know where it is on the shelves as you go. Are you going to communicate this to everyone, or are you going to just kind of keep to yourself for now?
I might point it out to Headliner. Throat is the one keeping the attention off of us, though, for now. So.
Okay. All right. So you're getting close over to this racing ship. Throat, are you just going to keep talking to him, or what's your plan here?
How does Wendell feel? Like as he's like explaining everything and getting you this racing car.
Yeah, I think,
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, he's just getting like super technical with everything and just like way into the weeds. And some of the time it's like he's talking to himself. He's not even like looking at you, and he's just like, and these pieces over here, I wish we could, I wish we had this component, we could do this to them, but the boss says that's too expensive. And then he's like going in, but if you multiply the thrust of this times blah 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 blah, and he's just like really getting into it and kind of walking around the ship.
Does he have like posses with us while we're like walking through this stuff, or he just generally trusts us because of such an amazing role?
I think he's just like kind of leading you around, and I think like there were a couple of guards that kind of walked in with you, but they just kind of stayed way back at the other door when you guys came in. They were like, Wendell was clearly has some sway around here, and thinks he's getting something out of you.
Well, I feel like I feel like I walk up to the big race ship and say, is this your latest one?
Well, yeah, it's a replica. It's mostly back together. It got pretty smashed up, so it's about 80% new parts, but this is our newest racer that we're going to run next week.
Is Carlux gonna race for you guys, or are you racing?
Oh, Carlux is going to race, or Barak. I'm not sure. Barak's still got a couple of broken limbs that are a little slow healing up, but the docs are working with him. But if he can't get up, then it'll probably be Carlux.
So you're the brains behind these machines.
Yeah, I think that's yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, and then I feel like I ask, like, so how does it feel like the boss shortchanging your budget?
Well, it's just the expectations are it's they want me to perform miracles, and they're not giving me the stuff to perform miracles with. I mean, if they let me just go over in that section and take what I wanted, I bet I could get this thing to go twice as fast and have the shielding to protect it from what happened last time.
I ask if I'm wondering if there are two like Mach 7 energy condensers. Are there like several, or there's just one?
You weren't given that information by your contact. Is that something you want to?
Yeah.
Do you want to ask? Do you want to ask Wendell that? Or is that? I think Ro hasn't had a chance to like talk to you probably yet, but
yeah. Because I have a feeling that there's a part of me that wants to sell it back to them, the information of literally using the condenser, but I still want to get another condenser. It's like, can we get both? It's like,
yeah.
Are there two of them? It's like, are there two? So it's like,
well, you could try to like.
Yeah, so I offer that. So there's this condenser that we've been toying around with in an idea, and I'm like looking at Ro and Headliner, praying to God they're not pissed at me that I brought it up. and then I'm like, I don't know what your faces are, but and then I go like, we can tell you how to modify it for the price of. How much were they offering us? 8 cred, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I could give it to you for 4.
Well, usually that's a high price for some information. I mean, I could probably figure it out myself given enough time, but I guess since the race is coming up, look, if you've got detailed schematics, I'll pay you 4 creds for it. What kind of energy condenser are you talking about using here? Maybe we have one around here.
Does anybody else in the party want to speak up? Or?
I start pulling out some charts, and
yeah, it's in the playbook.
So I've actually got the schematics for a couple of different condensers on us. I'll pay the stress for the.
Okay. For the flashback.
That's 2. That's 2, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So, and we're gonna have to hope that they have more than one now.
Yeah.
So Maria, one other thing, if you ever want to like flash back in this game, you can just pay 2 stress, and you have a stress bar on your sheet. If that maxes out, then you like black out basically. But you can pay stress for a number of things. One of the things is to do a flashback, and so that's what Headliner just did. So, okay. So you pull out the schematics, and are you going to try to talk them through this?
Yeah, as best I can. Unfortunately, I honestly didn't hear any of the beginning of what we're actually doing. It was roboting on me the whole time. So.
Oh man. Okay. So I think you're basically Throat is trying to talk them into using the condenser and getting information out of them if they have them around or whatever.
And,
But so you've got these schematics out. I think that would be a consort roll.
yeah.
Um,
Sure.
to try to convince them that you know enough about this that it could work. Throat, do you want to aid on this?
Alright.
Do you
Yeah,
want to? Okay, so
sure.
click one bar on your stress track, and Terry will get an extra die. So that would be 2 dice. Terry, you're going to take stress.
As much as I don't want to, I think I better.
Okay. Remember, you guys have 2 gambits
So,
too, and a gambit is a free die anytime.
yeah. Yeah. Actually, yeah, we have 2, so I will take 1.
Okay.
The gambits, if everyone's okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Instead.
Okay.
Just because I'm already back up to 4 stress.
Yeah. Great. So
I'll
1
do that
from
instead.
Throat and 1 from a gambit. So that would be 2 bonus dice. And this is going to be, I think you guys are
Consort, you
still
said.
controlled since you rolled a 6 on that last one. Controlled standard.
Controlled standard, All right. Bonus dice 2. Crit!
I'm done. You got it. Go home.
I thought the condenser. Oh god.
So they gift wrapped it for us and tie a little bow on it and just say we can have it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Take your creds. Let's go.
It's like, oh, we had this extra one that
Let's
we
go,
were like trying
go
to
do
get rid of.
downtime again.
I feel like headliner like explains things, and even though it's really vague, it makes sense to Wendell, and he like just pays it up front, and then
Yep.
with that money, we're like, we're such great friends. Why don't we like buy one so that we could like experiment with you? We'll keep you up to date. And then he actually lets us like buy it.
Yeah.
Or just do a demo. Let's take it and we'll do a demonstration, and that'll get it.
Yeah,
out so
yeah,
that we can then
Yeah,
somehow run off.
we're friends now.
I saw that headliner has tie dancing now, so maybe this is just some of his mind manipulation leaking into everyday.
They basically talk back to like 5 years ago they were like dear buddies, and you're like, you know what? Oh, yeah, I like you. I like you so much. You should totally watch the next race. Yeah.
So yeah, I think all of that, and Wendell's like walks you over to where they've got this thing, and there's 2 of them there. But so I think with that roll, you definitely convinced him that what you're saying will work, and he's like starts talking about exactly how he's going to do it, and it's going to be easy. I should have thought of this myself. And if you just got to modify this and the field controller here, so it's not putting out too much radiation, and then you're going to have to pump it through an X23 cable into the blah 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 blah. So he goes off.
I'm writing it all down just in case our person isn't doing it correctly.
Exactly. We're like, yes. And then what? Yeah.
Yeah, this is a great idea. Yeah, here.
So underrated. Your boss should totally listen to you when you ask for all of like your raises.
Certainly. Well, I got to get to work, so I'll just show you out, and I'll get the credits wired over to you immediately for this fantastic idea. And we've got to collaborate again in the future. I mean, this is just great. And so he starts walking away from the devices. He has not given you one to yet to I think that's going to require another roll if you guys want to actually try to take one now to work on.
So how about we compromise with you because you felt 4 creds was a little high.
Mm-hmm.
How about how about we give you 2 back, and you give us one of these devices?
Whoa! Hold on now. Those are expensive devices. I mean, like, I'm gonna have to sell this to my boss. Like, this is a 6 or 7 cred device easily. Like, I mean, these things are powerful. You attach one of these to some laser blasters, and you're taking like a little fighter ship, and that can do some serious damage to even a carrier ship or something. Like, these are big things. I can't just give you one for 2 creds.
Oh, come on, we're friends. I showed you all this stuff, helped you out. You're going to be able to win the next race.
I mean, look,
it'll more than make up.
I can go talk to them and see if they'll give you a deal. I bet I could talk them down and they can give you one for 6.
You don't need to talk to them.
Okay. I assume you want to roll a tune right now.
I do.
All right. You're still in a controlled position. Wendell loves you guys right now.
Yeah.
Ro, did you want to add it?
I would throw an assist.
Me too.
All right.
Yeah, I feel like
only one of us can.
I feel like the assist of
Yeah.
throat is like, this would benefit you because let's just say all of the information we gain, you do sell it to your boss as your research, and you could sell it to him for 4 credits. It's 6 credits total. It's just...
I did the stress this time too, so.
Okay. So if you're doing your side dancing, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to spend the 1 extra stress? So it's 2 stress to do it, and then you can spend additional stress to have vague memories, or I guess if you wanted to spend one more.
It's 2 stress to do it?
Yeah, because you have to push yourself.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, push yourself to that. So I did that. And then in the face of contrary evidence, spend 1 stress for each additional feature that have vague memories of the event. Yeah, I better do that. All right. So then I have an assist, right?
Yeah. So you got 1 assist.
And that gives me no extra die, but right? Or do I? No, I don't get the extra die from. I just get the.
So this will be controlled, standard,
and
you get 1 extra bonus die from Ro.
Standard. Yeah.
You marked your stress, Ro?
6.
And I got a 6.
All right. So you guys just keep on rolling. Wendell's face kind of goes slack for a second. And he says, yeah, you're right. I could probably give it to you even for 5. But there'll probably be some questions later about that. But I guess I can do that for you. Let's go over to the counter, and I'll tell Regis to give it to you for 5. Let me just back up. Is that what you were going for him to give it to you without talking to someone else?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's not going to go talk to the big boss and like get this okayed. Yeah. He's just going to do it.
Okay. What about 4?
I mean, out of character, we're not going to pay him. We're stealing. Who cares what the price is? Like, let's get him to load it up, and then we'll just like take off with it, right?
I don't know what the plan is here, so I'm just going with trying to talk them
mean-
down so we don't lose any money out of it.
I mean, let's just get it like loaded up onto something so that we can,
All right.
we can just like have our shuttle be parked wherever, and we can just like grab it and just run.
I'm good with Rove taking that over, and
Yeah,
I
so
just go with it.
I feel like I feel like I just hold Headliner's shoulder while he's like trying to recollect these cute ass memories with Wendell, and I'm just there like reassuring Wendell that this is really you, like just buttering up and like you're brilliant, you figured that out all of your by yourself with just some vague charts, and then it's like blocking his view perfectly so that Ro could like sneak in and like just disengage the machine from where it's mounted on, and into like a conveniently located hover.
Well, I think
My idea is that we just tell them we're in a hurry, load it up, and then while we're arranging the payment, we take off with it. But
Yeah,
we don't
he
we don't need to sneak to unhook it or anything. That's what
he gets a kind of an electric hover dolly out, and comes over, and it scoops up this thing and brings it off the platform, and he starts walking you guys over towards the payment counter. And Throat, you're easy to step in front of him. Ro, what are you going to do when Throat kind of has him distracted here right in front of the payment counter? You see there was a large or there's actually two men on the other side of the counter, and they're kind of doing some paperwork and stuff, but they look up when they see you guys kind of headed their way.
I think I don't want them to have a chance to question this, so I'll just ask them to help us get this loaded aboard our shuttle.
Okay. So
if you throw them the one cred on top of the 4 they already owe us, then I'm thinking with the extra information we got on how to hook this up correctly, we might be able to talk our other person back up to 10.
Yeah. I like how this is just like a business deal.
Are you just going to buy it? Or are you still doing the dash and grab? Grab and dash. Grab and dash.
I feel like there's a small scene where Ro and Headliner are like staring at each other. It's just and Headliner's like, no, we can kind of afford it. It's like a profit, and then yeah. I'm good with any.
It's just way less heat this way.
Okay, so I kind of got lost in all the different cred that we're
Throat talked him.
I don't really know how much.
Throat talked him into giving us 4 for the information. So he's giving us 4. We just have to pay him 1 more for the actual engine.
Okay.
Yeah. So like the idea is that who hired us. Wait, that's how I understand it. The person who hired us is going to pay us 8 cred, right? So technically, we already have 8 cred in the bag if we succeed. It becomes 7 because technically we already got 3 cred from Wendell, and then he just 3 or 4. Yeah.
I'm lost, but sure. We can.
Yeah, so basically we just lose 1 cred from the payment.
So we mind magicked him into giving us a good enough deal that it maybe makes sense to just actually pay. And
yeah.
Okay.
All right. You guys think about this for a couple more minutes. Let's take a 10-minute break, and we'll see where this hijinks ends up when we get back. All right.
Yeah.
Do folks want a couple more minutes? It looks like Brian just stepped away.
Uh,
All right. Brian, you're good? All right. So what's the decision here? Anybody have a change of heart, or are you gonna pay the man, or what's the what let's maybe we'll go here. Wendell's at the counter, and the man behind the counters looks up to him and he's like, Wendell, are you sure this is right? 5 credits for one of these? These cost us 6. Why are you selling this to them at a loss? And Wendell's, so it's probably the wrong voice for that guy, but Wendell says, look, they really helped us out. I'm going to make sure Kartuk wins the next race. Look, you can bet money on it. If you lose money, I'll make it up to you. Okay. Look, you just this is going to happen. Okay. It doesn't look like the guy behind it is quite buying it. Is there anything any one of you wants to do here?
I mean, what would it be? Okay, I will. I'll walk over to the guy and just kind of lean against him and whisper in his ear. And I'm definitely gonna. I'm not good at this normally, so I'm definitely gonna use my ability. I'm going to push myself to roll doctor to sway, and I think there was a professional gambler who won a lot of money off the Ashen Knives, and so they roughed him up, and I treated him, and he gave me some advice on how to sell a lie, and yeah, just kind of lean in and against him and whisper in his ear. It's like, if we're the pay, there's plenty more payment. It's just off the books. Like you should be familiar with these kind of things. Like we're bringing more than just the 5 credits.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess roll, and then we'll see what this guy says. So do you want to step in and try to help here?
Sure. I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like what we do is I make sure that Wendell doesn't hear that. And that yeah. Wendell doesn't hear Wendell yeah, that's good.
Okay. So mark 1 stress on your sheet, and then Ro, you get an extra die.
Well, I roll. Oh yeah. What's the position of that?
I mean, I feel like you guys are still kind of controlled, but this is kind of pushing into, I think, risky territory because these are some new folks that aren't like under the mind control. So I think this is risky standard. Here. And the way it works, Maria, is we set the position and effect before every roll, and depending on the outcomes, like if you're controlled and you roll a bad outcome, it's not that bad. But if you're in a desperate position and you roll a failure, it can be really bad. So the consequences get worse. All right. A doctor, a 2, a 2, a 5, and a 4 on a risky.
5's not bad.
So he says, all right, well, I want half of what you're paying Wendell. If you're giving him something extra, I want half of it. Again, I mean, these are expensive things here. He's giving it to you for 5 creds. You could at least slip me a cred too, man.
Bro, can you drug him? Can you just like something on his neck and then we go?
Yeah, what? Sure. Yeah, just yeah, come with us.
Put us outside.
That's fair.
One can
Okay.
hear. And we can just
Yeah, so this guy's tagging along for now, and I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see where that leads.
Okay. So he's like, all right, I'll come out to your ship and you can give it to me out there. And so, yeah, Wendell kind of, I think, just chats you out the door and all the way up to your ship. And the couple guys load this thing on and the this guy, Haggis, he's like, once you get the thing in your thing, he's like, all right, man, hook me up. Where's my cred?
Well, I'm gonna do it here. I'm gonna have to trauma it. I'm gonna small group, make them think that we paid them.
Yeah, sure.
And we're not gonna pay them anything.
Oh!
Yeah.
Totally worth going into trouble for. Okay.
You receive full payment. You receive full payment. Yeah.
All right, Terry. So that's 2 to push yourself there.
Yep.
Do you need another one to make it a full group, though?
The thing is, once you go over, like, you can spend past what your limit is. It just means you trauma, so you can
All
just
right.
get all the
Bit. No.
All right. So Terry, yeah, tell me.
That's true. Actually, don't you have the mystic ability to spend a gambit instead of stress? So you could
I
spend
do.
use our last gambit instead of trauming if you want. But having a trauma
it says,
is also-
well, it just says to get them to do the vague memory, I'd have to spend the extra. But I technically, if I did the gambit, I wouldn't have to.
Right.
Yeah.
You can say, I'm going to do a force stress side dancing where it works on a small group and they only have vague memories. And but then I'm going to spend the
I would still trauma me out.
Yeah.
No, but then you spend the gambit instead of the force stress
Because you have
Oh, okay.
using the way.
Yeah. So you'd go back down and still have 2 stress left.
Okay.
If you want to spend the gambit instead.
All
That's a good gambit payment
Yep.
right there. That's a lot of cred. Okay,
Yep.
so tell me what this looks like as Haggis is like kind of getting frustrated with Ro. Like, come on, man, pay me. I got to get back to work. Hurry up.
I say, okay, man, and I just start handing them the cred. It's you take this promissory, you'll get it, no problem. Here it is. This is where you go pick it up. We can't carry that kind of cred here.
All right. You guys better be good for this, or you're going to hear about it. And so he takes the little promissory note you give him. Is it just a blank piece of paper?
Yeah, it's actually like when he finally comes to, it'll be a fortune cookie, like a fortune.
Excellent. Okay. All right. What is the fortune inside it?
It says never take advice from strangers.
All right. Throat or Ro, any last things you want to do as your ship's taking off here? You got the device. You got 4 additional cred, which is ridiculous. And you're headed back to your main ship.
Right. Do you need me to roll?
I feel like I'm reviewing the notes headliner made about all the stuff that Wendell said, and like I'm trying to like I don't know if I'm googling like all the terms. It's like what the hell is that? It's like what the fuck are you like, and then trying to sort it out even like mechanic because I want to also like kind of talk to Font about it. Wait, was the
Maria,
name of it?
Maria Forte?
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
Oh,
Maria.
or the
Yeah.
other,
No, the guy from Higher.
Yeah.
Inofra.
Yeah, Oprah. Yeah. It's almost like okay, we need to like know more shit than Oprah because we're just friends with like their enemy and shit. So okay, so it's like yeah.
All right. Yeah, headliner. I forgot to have you do a roll there for your attuned. So you got 2. Do you want to Strama for that, or go into trauma for your stress for that, for an extra die?
It depends on if anyone can assist me.
I'll assist.
All right. So that's 3 dice. Let's see how it goes here.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll try it with that. Controlled still?
This is risky standard.
I figured. Figured it might be. Risky. Standard. And 1 bonus die. A 6 again.
There you go. Yeah, see, you just flew away. You got all the money.
And that generated a gambit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I didn't spend it for the extra die. I just spent it for the.
There you go. All right, so you make it back. Throat studying all these terminology, and I guess you signal Inofra that you've got the device, and she shows up. So you guys don't look for where? How did you get this out of there? I think she's looking at you, Ro. You bought it.
I thought you like. Oh, it's not. It's and then I say something like, "Oh, it's really not becoming of you to make such assumptions." Didn't you like it because you asked no questions, or you appear to have skills?
Well, that's fantastic that you got it. Yeah. Well, I guess I'll pay you your credits here. And here's I'll give you, even throw in the couple of free video streams if you want to watch the race. They're definitely encoded, so don't let the hegemon know about these. These aren't exactly legal races we're doing, of course. So, yeah. And so I think she'll take the device and start heading out.
And I feel like the 3 of us are like really smug when we were like looking at the numbers. We're like, oh god, can we eat something real nice today?
That's it.
All right.
Do you think she might want these papers?
You mean
my notes? My
yeah,
notes?
Yeah. No, I feel like we'll compare it to if it calls us back or if something happens in the racetracks.
Sounds good.
Yeah, there's a part of me that's like, let's convince the pilot to like compete. Let's make our own tiny race.
Candyman.
Yep. Yeah.
You haven't really seen Candyman fly yet.
Well, Throat did a little bit as you were taking off there out of the last spot, but okay. I think that's it for that quick little mission there. So I guess I got to go over here and give you guys a ridiculous amount of cred. So 12 total divided by 3 is 4 each.
Wow.
Do you want to put any in the ship vault? It's already got 5 cred in there, but or in the ship.
What can I
Oh.
buy this with?
So you can spend
Well, if it-
cred during downtime to do extra activities, or you can use it in game to buy stuff if something's super expensive or something like that. If you wanted to bribe someone or something.
we might as well fill the ship. That only takes 1 from each of us, and we still have 3 each.
Yeah.
You can also buy like upgrades for the ship.
Yeah.
So I don't know
Yeah.
if,
Candyman's gonna get back, and you guys are gonna have you're gonna have like a giant stun.
Sober can you? We have a proposition for you.
I think you should spend it all on alien pets.
Oh god.
All right, so each mark 3 cred on your sheets, and then let's do.
Upgraded or no?
We'll do payoff and upkeep, and then I think we can keep the. Do you guys want to keep downtime till next time, or do you want to do it now and be ready to go next time? Because Candyman and Cardigan didn't get to do downtime this time, so
Yeah.
they could.
I would think just the XP and downtime next time myself.
Okay.
So that's full there.
But
I'll mark off your upkeep now. And heat. Completely quiet. Others are blamed. I think smooth and quiet, low exposure is probably. I think you get 1 heat from that because those guys are still going to be like. Eventually, their bookkeeper's going to be like, "You sold this for 5 credits." What? And they're going to look at the security cameras and they're going to be like, yeah, I guess we sold it for 5 credits that we never even got." Okay, so I'll add 1 heat there. High profile, well connected target. Yeah, I think 1's fine. Cool. Also, I'll do entanglements next time, and we'll do downtime. So we'll go to XP. Headliner. You address the tough challenge with wisdom or the way. You get 2 for that.
Yeah. I was going to say, and we didn't roll any desperate actions. So.
You express your beliefs, drive, heritage, or background.
Well, some of the background more than, or not the background, but I guess it would be the drives. Just what I'm doing with the training and trying to.
Yeah, and working with Maria Forte. Sure. I'll give you 1 for that. And no struggling with vice or traumas there. You almost had a trauma. You could have got more XP with a trauma.
So struggling with the vice isn't actually indulging your vice. Then it's if you overindulge. Is that the idea?
I think it would be like Roe, like saying, "Oh, I'm not indulging my vice right now, but I'm gonna go. I needed to like go mellow out with this stuff."
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, or there could be some situation in the middle of a score where
I'm actually gonna back those out.
Go pursue something that's of interest to your vice in some way instead of like what you're supposed to be doing.
Put two of those in my resolve so I can actually put my tune up.
All right, Roe.
Address a tough challenge with insight or compassion.
You got high. Let's guess the next one or the last one, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think you had a little bit of insight on some of the dealings we were doing in the warehouse there. But
sure. Yeah, I'll give you 1.
Yeah. Okay. You express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. don't know.
Yeah, we didn't do too much with Raven this time,
Yeah.
or work on your family business or anything.
No.
I think you got everybody high, so I'll give you one for your vice, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to hear some descriptions of some whatnot.
Right.
That is one of her drives.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did not struggle from any issues with my vice
Yeah.
control. Yep.
Okay. So throat. You addressed the tough challenge with charm or audacity. You definitely kept our Wendell very busy, so I think you get 2 for that. And you can mark these either in your playbook advancement there, or you can mark them up like by prowess, resolve, or insight if you want to try to get a new dot in a skill. Or you can try to get one of these special abilities with a playbook advancement. You express your beliefs, drives heritage. Yeah, your heritage with Maria Forte and your background there, that definitely came up. So I'll give you 2 for that. And we didn't do anything too much with your vice or here. So okay, that's that. Now we got to do ship. Execute a successful extraction operation. Yeah, I'll give you 2 for that. Challenges, I'll give you 1. Crew reputation. Yeah, I think you bolstered that one too. So goals, drives, inner conflict, essential nature. I'll give you 1 there. So yeah, let's pick out a new special ability for the ship real quick. Or do you want to get new upgrades? I think you can get 2 upgrades.
Upgrades for their ship, right?
Like you could get particle cannons, you could get stun weapons.
We can't get a particle cannon because we need to upgrade the weapon
Oh, right.
System first. So then we had room for particle cannons.
Yeah. How much is it to upgrade a system again? Is it 2?
Well, no, we could use this crew upgrade
Okay.
to upgrade the weapons, say, and then either next time we could get particle cannons, or we could pay creds to install particle cannons. I don't know if particle cannons are legal for us to have, so then usually there's some additional complication, not just other than just paying the creds.
I think you're right. I think you'd have to get like licensed or something to have them. Is that right?
Yeah, but he's licensed Star Pilot.
Yeah, I meant like as bounty hunters or something.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know that. Oh, your ship can carry. Yeah. So then, yeah, we could. Okay. So that's 2 crew advances we would need. We need to upgrade the weapon system and get the licensed. To legally have particle cannons and then upgrade. Yeah.
But you also have 8 cred in your vault, so.
Yeah. So we do already have room in our comms and our engines for additional systems.
Oh yeah. Do you want to spend running cred to fix your engines? That's
Yes.
Yes.
That's probably a good idea.
But it's not just 1 cred because someone also has to take the downtime action, right?
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Thank you.
We can't yet.
So we could spend 2 cred, right, if we wanted to just pay for an extra downtime action for somebody. And then
Technically stolen engine, right? So I feel like it would make sense.
it's on brand for this episode.
Yeah. Like there's like some divine order in this.
Oh.
All right. So, or do you want to take a new A new special ability is also an option.
But we could actually take licensed if we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
What does potency mean?
So, that would, I don't know, Brian. Sorry, my brain's dead. Do you want to explain potency? It's
I mean, essentially every roll has your position and effect. So potency is kind of increases your effects usually.
Yeah. So like you would say it's a risky roll, but a limited outcome. So no matter how good you do on this roll, you're only going to maybe get them to do part of what you want. But you could have potency, which would change it from a limited to a standard outcome, or from a standard to a good outcome, a great outcome.
And you're kind of taking all the factors that kind of affect this, like the whatever just the situation is, and like if they're a more powerful crew with better equipment than you, if you're outnumbered, all these different factors, and trying to boil it down to like limited, standard, or great. And
Yeah,
just a little boost to like in general.
I'm by the way, in terms of like spending cred for the ship.
So on the trail almost is an interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if upgrading our personal training
might
be nice, because like that's what gives us new special abilities, and that's kind of like extra ability dots are nice, but special abilities are kind of more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the personal one do again?
That lets you choose new special abilities.
Oh, okay. So that's like, oh yeah. Okay.
It's kind of the most fun XP track, because extra special abilities let your character do like whole new things, which is always kind of fun.
So do you want to do personal and?
And I'm looking. What do we have room? We have room for a comms upgrade or a engine upgrade, so we could get like afterburners, cloaking device, although that's definitely illegal.
Since when have you worried about that?
Yeah. Let's see. Or what are the comms? Well, targeting. We don't have a gun yet. Quantum encryptor. We have the launch. We could get a fake transponder. That's always kind of fun for blaming other people instead of ourselves for whatever we get up to.
Yeah.
Tracers, stun weapons, personal vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Go into racing. These are reasonable parking space.
Personal vehicles would take up 2 of our upgrades. But yeah. And I think for the upgrades that are under the different ship systems, the cost is 6 times your rating in that system, I think. And then everything in all the other ship gear, I think it's 6 creds per box. I might have to double check that.
So yeah, I would go with the trainings. Probably our better bet than at the moment.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay, well that's if we're doing upgrades, we get to click 2 boxes, so that would be 1, and we'd still have 1 other box we could click.
Okay, so you're doing personal.
Yep.
Yep. Ah.
So, what's personal do here? So what does that give us anyway?
So when we use the downtime action to train your personal XP, you get 2 instead of 1.
Okay, so that'd be like, doesn't matter which one it's in.
The personal is the one you fill to get new special abilities.
So
Okay,
your
so that's
playbook
our-
advancement track,
Okay,
you could train that and get 2, right?
so I would have 2 there now, or is that after?
After.
Whenever
Okay.
you do the train downtime action.
Yeah.
All right. What do we want our other?
Oh, so when we fill it, we actually can do 2 special abilities instead of 1. Is that what you're saying?
So you can train prowess, and usually you would just
Yeah.
get 1, but when you have the ship ability, you get 2 to train prowess. You can also train your personal ability and get 1, but now you have the ship thing, so if you train your personal ability, you'll get 2 boxes in there.
Okay.
If you use the training downtime activity, you can bump that up faster now.
Maybe we should take the vault since it looks like we're actually using it already.
The
Even though we
what?
don't have the vault.
Oh, yeah. Or you can put a bunch of extra cred in your character sheets, I guess.
Yeah, we probably should take the vault.
Yeah. Or
Okay.
I can throw those extra creds for the last job into Candyman and Cardigan's sheets. I should probably give them some. I gave them each 1 cred, I think, but I could give them some more. Let me give them each 1 more cred real quick for that. If you're okay if everyone's okay with that.
Yep.
Um,
But we probably should still take the vault.
yeah. There we go. Okay, a vault. Where is that? Yeah.
It's under ship gear.
All right, cool. All right, great. All right. We will. Let me just leave you guys with. Well, I'll repeat this next time, but I think you guys get back to your base. You've wrapped up this job, and Ro, you're sitting in the pilot seat, and all of a sudden a light starts flashing on your comms module. You flip the switch, and it says incoming message from Draxler, and it says, "Hi, Candyman. You've got 3 days left." And that's all the message says. So,
Yeah, should we throw it in on?
yeah,
is there-
yeah,
Someone that Candyman has been.
yeah. On our first episode, Candyman had promised a pirate captain a date with his sister, and Candyman can't find his sister. So he's working on that. But yeah. So Draxler gave him a week to work this out and get something set up. Otherwise, there's going to be consequences.
The headliner puts like a mirage in front of Maria. But yeah, okay.
All right.
Fine.
Cool. Well, I think that's it. I'll end the broadcast, and then we can do stars and wishes real quick if folks want to. There we go.